Right Kids TV.
Here is A for you to see. A says owl and look, A-N-T spells ain't so free. Get letter B so blue. B says beef, that it's true. B-O-O-O, read it through. Ready for the letter C, C. C, C, A, R, Z. Egg, bug, K. Up and down goes D, D. D says R, play with L. Here is letter E, E now. E says E, take a bow. E, G, G, crack it, wow! See the letter F go. F says F, H to watch it grow. Look at G, G, what fun to see. G says G, G, come with me. G-U-M, a sweet treat. Now the letter H, H, H appears. H-A-N-D, banish fear. His letter I, so cool. I says when I try G-L-O, break the rule. Look at J-G and the treat. J says J, oh so sweet. J-A-M, can't be beat. K we know. K says key kai, watch it glow. K-E-E-Y, put on a show. Little letter L, L is here. L says L, have no fear. L-O-G, sit right near. Here is letter M, M, all right. M says M-M, shining bright. M-A-P, use your sight. And friends, N says men, without N-U-T, money to spend. O, the letter O is great. O says O, watch him wait. O-C-T, P-U. Look at letter P, P so pink. P say top, P quick as a wink. P-I-G, let's stop and quietly comes Q near. Q says croak, loud and clear. The nine says thief, R-I-N-G, bright as a beam. The letter S-S is hot. S-S-I, a sunny spot. S-U-N, that's what we got. Tiny letter T to C. T says Titty, happy me. T-U-B, splash merrily. See the letter U, U go high. U says U to the sky. Vivid letter V, Viz here. V says more letters in the cheer. Wonderful letter W, never late. W-E-B, it seals our fates. X is a tricky letter C. X looks like box to me. B-O-X, open easily.
Yellow letter Y, Y you find. Y says why so kind. Y, yellow.
Zappy letter Z, Z is last. Z says zoo, oh sass. Z, I know then pass.
E. E. B. B. C. C. D. D. E. E. F. F. G. G. H. H. I. I. J. J. K. K. L. L. M. M. N. N. Whoa. Whoa. P. P. Q. Q. R. R. S. S. T. T. U. U. V. V. W. W. Z. Z.
Look, it's the letter A, and A says A as in ant. Look, it's the letter B, and B says blah as in book. Look, it's the letter C, and C says K as in car. Look, it's the letter D, and D says as in drum. Look, it's the letter E, and E says A-E as in egg. Look, it's the letter F, and F says F as in fish. Look, it's the letter G, and G says as in gum. Look, it's the letter H, and H says ich as in hand.
Look, it's the letter I, and I says I as in igloo. Look, it's the letter J, and J says J as in jam. Look, it's the letter K, and K says the K as in K.
Look, it's the letter L, and L says as in log. Look, it's the letter M, and M says na as in map.
Look, it's the letter N, and N says nenya as in nut.
Look, it's the letter O, and O says O as in octopus.
Look, it's the letter P, and P says P as in pig.
Look, it's the letter Q, and Q says co as in quill. Look, it's the letter R, and R says r as in ring. Look, it's the letter S, and S says s as in sun. Look, it's the letter T, and T says as in pub. Look, it's the letter U, and U says woo as in up, up. Look, it's the letter V, and V says as in bass. Look, it's the letter W, and W says W as in W-E-B.
Look, it's the letter X, and X is as in box, box.
Look, it's the letter Y, and Y says Y as in yak.
Look, it's the letter Z, and Z says Z as in zippy.
Like, share, and subscribe for more videos.